Hey, what's happening everyone? SirJames coming at you guys with another video. In today's video, I'm here to provide you guys a product review courtesy of GAMDIAS. What is the product? Well, it's this item here, which of course is the Hephaestus P1 RGB 7.1 surround sound gaming headset. A pretty big name, but you know what, it's got some pretty big shoes to fill in. So first off, taking a quick look around the packaging, it basically goes over some of its main features, such as the RGB style, followed by the RGB customization, the Hera software, which of course you'll need to use for that customization or to enable the 7.1 surround sound, followed by, of course, what the buttons do on the little box attached to the cord, and of course it's also got some nice cooling vents, which I find extremely useful. And of course a lot of other basic information, such as of course the vibration effect. So if you guys like that rumble feeling in the headsets, especially when there's a lot of bass going on like explosions or action movies, that's a really nice feature, but you can turn it off. And of course again it goes over more information on the side and so forth. So let's go ahead and bring the headset right on over, which is of course right here. But before we talk about this part, let's go ahead and talk about this part. So first off, on the very end of this nice cord is of course gold plated at the very end. So I like that nice gold plated touch, kind of feel like you're buying a premium product here. Now the last headset that I reviewed, I had a couple issues with because the cord I felt wasn't so good and the little black box that was attached to it. Here they actually made a huge improvement. So here is the cord in general, which honestly doesn't really feel like a cord, it actually feels like a rope. And I don't say that in a bad way, I actually say that in a good way. So I love this rope style cord, very, very good. It almost seems like it's a braided cable, but it doesn't feel like a braided cable. Again, it just feels like a rope. Again, I like that. And of course you also have a much better designed black box here with of course a few basic settings. First off, on the side here, again, if you don't like that vibration effect, you can actually turn that off with this switch. But if you like your bass and you like the vibrations, turn that puppy back on. Very simple. Of course, on the top here is of course your microphone mute or on switch. In this case, when it's plugged in, if it's blue, that means it's enabled. If it's red, that means it's muted. Of course, you got your volume up and volume down button here. And of course, that is pretty much it. Running up to the rest of the cord is of course the headset in general. Now the headset does have a bit of a hefty build to it, so there is a lot of weight here, but the weird thing is that it didn't feel heavy on my head at all because these are actually very comfortable. Now again, it does have cooling vents right here on the sides, and I find that extremely useful because especially for me and in general is that headsets tend to get hot a lot, especially when they have like that leathery finish to it. But here I was able to have this on for long periods of time without getting that discomfort, and of course especially me having large ears, I was able to enjoy wearing these rather than having to take them off after about an hour or two of use, which again is very, very good. So I'm very pleased about that. Of course, again, the design overall is pretty simple, but I do have one little nitpick, maybe because it might be due to that weight, is that of course you have your adjustments here, but I feel like, again, because of all the weight that you have going on the ear cuffs, is that these, if you try to put them into a certain spot to your liking, they tend to kind of just drag down. I mean, it's a little bit of annoyance. I mean, it's not to the point where it bothers me, but it may bother some people, especially if you have a smaller head. And of course you also have your microphone, easy to use, which we'll do an initial test here after I go through the Hera software. Again, that's pretty much about it. Like I said, these are extremely comfortable to use. The overall sound quality in general, whether you're using it for stereo, 7.1, using it for gaming, music, and of course movies, overall definitely impressed me quite a bit to the point where I could easily recommend this. So before I give you guys my final verdict out of 5, let's go ahead and check out the Hera software and of course to give you guys a microphone test. Alright, so now let's go ahead and check out the Hera software. It's actually very simple to use. Now if you don't have the software already, you can get it from GAMDIAS' official website, very simple. And of course, once the product is installed, basically all you need to do is to plug in your device that's Hera software enabled, and of course it will be highlighted on the bottom here. Now more than likely they will install an update for that particular device, that way it could use it properly. And then all you need to do is to select which one is yours, and then there you go. Now of course this is a 2-channel And to enable the 7.1 surround sound, you do need to click this box to enable that. And of course, you also have a 3D effect and constant light. Next up, of course, is a little bit more into the deeper sound quality. So meaning that if you're listening to music and you want to change some of these default assets such as bass, which I do like my bass, rap, live, rock, you name it. And of course, you could also go here and mess with some of these settings. I like to keep it at default, just personal choice. And of course, you have your environments such as bathroom, concert hall, living room, and rock cave. Again, I'm not entirely sure what this does because this is something I really don't touch. And of course, next up you have your light up options. The first option is of course to have the LEDs off. The next one is static. Basically what static does is that it's going to remain that light color. It's not going to pulse. It's not going to have any like rainbow colored effects or anything. You just simply pick what color you want, select OK, and then of course your headset will change to that color. Your other option of course is a breathing effect. Again, similar to static, except here you choose your preferred color. You select OK, and basically the headset is going to pulse in and out in a breathing effect that selected color. The last two of course is rainbow, which is basically constantly going through the different colors, and again it's similar to flash but in a much quicker motion. And of course your update and support, again it's very simple as that. You just got to make sure you go here to enable the 7.1 surround sound if that is a feature you are going to want to use. Alright, so for this portion of the video, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a microphone test. I am currently using the microphone off the headset, so let me go ahead and quickly read off a small paragraph. Vive is a first-of-its-kind virtual reality system developed in partnership by HTC and Valve. Designed from the ground up for room-scale VR, Vive allows true-to-life interactions and immersive experience thanks to the stunning graphics, HD haptic feedback, 360 absolute motion tracking, a front-facing camera, and notifications from your phone in VR. So let me know what you guys think about the microphone test. Back to our original program. Alright, so now that you got the chance to see the Hera software and of course got the chance to listen to the microphone, which I was actually pretty impressed with how the microphone sounded. Now when I did the microphone test, initially the volume was a bit low, so I kind of had to change a few settings around. I don't know if it's just my USB by default or maybe I'm just doing something a bit wrong, but in game everyone was able to hear me nice without any issues whatsoever. So again, with the major improvement to the cord, the black box, the overall comfortable feel to it, with my only nitpick again with being just on the heavy side to the point where this doesn't really stay put, overall I easily give this a 4.5 out of 5. Definitely worth the pickup if you would like to purchase one of these. I'll have a link in the description down below. Big thank you to GAMDIAS for sending these for review. Like I said, definitely worth these. Check it out. But until then, I am SirJames from Gamerfuzion.com, where we empower your gaming.